Welcome to Brawl Till We Fall. I'm your EVP, Teo. That's right. Let's talk about it. AEW. I'm your EVP for the day. And that's what it's all about. That's what AEW is all about, ain't it? It is all about the EVPs. Nick and Matt Jackson, the new elite Jack Perry and Okada. They all a crew, right? Well, we're going to talk about them and everything that's going on in AEW. But first, we're going to kick off with what started off on the show. Dynamite kicks off with Adam Copeland. And he arrived to the arena. He claimed that his head is not right. And I don't think his head has been right since Malachi Black spit that mist in his eyes. But that's just me. And I honestly believe that after tonight or after this show, you should see, if you watch the show, that he needs to join the House of Black. Technically, he done beat all of their asses. So if they can't beat him, why not join him? That's just my opinion. And maybe that'll clear up his head a bit. But anyway, he announced that the match tonight with him and Brody King is going to be a no DQ match that was put together by him and Tony Khan. I didn't think it was safe, but we're going to go to that and see exactly what happens later on. But the first match of the night that kicked off AEW Dynamite was Orange Cassidy versus his best friend at one time, Trent Beretta, who he defeats, only to get his ass kicked after the match. And he didn't get saved by the man that keeps trying to recruit him, Don Callis. No, he didn't. But he did get dropped on his head a few times, and a few things happened, which brings me to what I want to say. There's a lot of other broadcasters that feel the same way that I do. Orange Cassidy is only a buck and some change, lightweight. He should not have been able to take that much punishment without being left in an ambulance or something like that. That's just bad. I guess bad wrestling karma. I don't know. I don't know what it is, well, what you could call it. But that's something that you just don't do. And I understand. I understand what's going on here in a sense. And let me just break it down to you. You know, over in WWE, Vince McMahon believed that the bigger the man, the brawner the man, he was the man. Over here, Tony Khan believes that the little man can get the job done just as good. Well, this can be believable, but to most, including myself, it's not believable. So you have to make it believable. Orange Cassidy being a cyborg or Terminator is not believable. Try again. All right, moving on. All right, so we got the EVP, Kenny Omega, from the hospital bed, making matches. And for Double or Nothing, he made an anarchy in an arena match for the elite. So you guys are bad, so he's giving you a challenge. He can't do it because he's injured, and you made sure that he was injured even more. So he got himself a team. Team AEW, headed off by FTR. Not only FTR, you told them, didn't you? You said, go get yourself some partners. Go ahead. And make sure it's somebody with some balls. Well, they got somebody with some big balls. Eddie Kingston. And he's coming. And he has been in a few Anarchy in arenas, and he has terrorized people, including y'all. Y'all was there. Oh yeah, he beat the hell out of y'all the last time. And then he brung along somebody that I didn't think was coming back so soon. But this dude, I'm going to say right now, is invincible. Bryan Danielson. He's back. Quick. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait for Double or Nothing. I got to see that. I think this is going to be the highlight of the night. All right, let's talk about the matches. So the next match up was Mariah versus Harley Cameron, only to get attacked after the match by Saraya. She defeated Harley Cameron, I should say, Mariah May, and she was saved by Mina Shirakawa, one of her best friends, I should say, and this has been going on for a couple of weeks now, but I'm gonna get to my statement in the end about the female wrestlers over here, so I'm gonna save my comments for that. Bullet Club bragging in the back, boasting to the Bastard Pack, which you shouldn't do. That's a no-no, because just like that, he can go in a form. He could just put together and reform Death Triangle, and they could take all your belts, which is my prediction. I think that's going to happen. I truly believe that the Bastard Pack is going to reform his group, the Death Triangle, and take your belts. So you better enjoy them now. Brag, boast, but you won't have them belts long. All right, moving along. Swerve comes to the ring and addresses the Christian Cage situation. As you know, the EVP'S and Christian Cage have formed a bond, and he is the new challenger for Swerve's title. Last week, Swerve got a beatdown from Christian and the family. He said he's coming back this week, and he wasn't coming alone. Well, he didn't. However, I didn't see Prince Nana, but that's another story. All right, so Christian came out. They talk a smack to each other. Mobile Embassy comes out, and you think Swerve got backup. And they're there to help Swerve. But no. Brian Cage, new leader of the Mobile Embassy, attacks Swerve by the orders of the EVPs and Christian. That's right. Laid Swerve out in the middle of the ring. What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with this? But I don't think, there's some people that in another room I was in that think that Prince Nana is with them. No, I don't think Prince Nana would turn on Swerve like that. He seemed too loyal. Is this setting up for a new Mobile Embassy or somebody that's coming to help Swerve? Because Swerve got a lot of backup. He had a lot of backup too. Some went in their own direction. Some didn't want to play the game. But Swerve, he's not alone. Do not underestimate this man. Moving along, Jay White. Well, we already talked about. No, Jay White and the Bullet Club defeated Rocky Romero. Really, no, not too much shenanigans went on, but you know, when you go against the Bullet Club, you got to expect shenanigans outside the ring. The FTW champion Chris Jericho and Big Bill, the Learning Tree, defeated Mo Jabari and Harlan Abbott, and you know, they're a couple of jobbers. I mean, come on. Even Jabari sounds like jabroni, but that's another story. Anyway, we're going to move on. The match of the night, Adam Copeland versus Brody King. This match really put Adam Copeland to the test. Brody King ain't no little dude. He's a big guy. And he beat the hell out of Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland know he was in a fight. But to no avail, he defeated him. Which, like I said, if you are defeating the biggest guy in the House of Black, you should be a member of the House of Black. Period. Brody didn't take it too kindly. He tried to beat the hell out of Adam. But Kyle O'Reilly came to his rescue, only to challenge Adam for the belt, which took place on Collision. We'll get to that later. All right. Let's talk about the women's division for a second. A lot of things happened behind the scenes I didn't really talk about because I got this segment that's going to basically put it all together. I personally, this is my personal opinion, don't like how the women's division is looking right now. You look at Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale. Now, this is a great fight. Don't get me wrong. Both of these women are definitely stars. And I am a big fan of Mercedes Monet. Um, Before she got there, I was a fan of Willow Nightingale. But now that I see how Willow is starting to change and go into look like diva mode, I'm still more Monet because she doesn't change no matter what show she's on, whatever. She's still the same. She's still the CEO. And I got nothing but love for her. Now, when it comes down to it, after Monet defeats Willow Nightingale and gets the belt, what happens then? Your women's roster is not so big that you need two titles. That's the way I look at it. And you need to put those belts together and work with the women that you have. I would love to see a Tony Storm versus Mercedes Monet instead of a Serena Deeb who looks too old to be wrestling. This is my personal opinion. You need more wrestlers that's more exciting, bigger, broader, faster, something that's going to bring excitement like you did with Jade Cargill. You still have not replaced her. Don't think that Mercedes Monet is your new Jade Cargill. She is not. She is a superstar in her own right. But to me, the matches that she had, the first time steel cage match, all of those, she is a diva. She is the CEO. She is the epitome of what wrestlers need to they need to strive to get to. She's on that level. She's like a Jericho, but she's not as quite as old, but she's on that Jericho level. You know what I'm saying? So you need a new fresh or face that's going to come in there and shock the world like you did with Jade Cargill. You're going to need that. Okay? That's what you need. But that's my opinion. You need to get your women's division up right before you go challenging the big dogs. Because that's all you're lacking in. You do have the best wrestlers. You are the place where the best wrestlers wrestle. Yes, you are. But your women's division is lacking. That's where you need help at. That's all I got for AEW Dynamite. Next, we're going to get into Collision and then go right into Rampage because it was a 3-hour double show. All right, stay tuned after these messages and I shall return. All right, I'm back. Let's talk about AEW Collision. This was a great show. There was a lot of action. It started off with action. It started off with Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli defeating Top Flight. Top Flight is a great tag team. Don't knock them. And they've defeated and fought some of the greatest tag teams in AEW. And I believe it's time for them to go on a actual run with titles. I do believe that. However, what they lack in is muscle. They don't have none. They don't have the muscle. They got the speed, agility. They know how to get things done, but they do not have the muscle, especially that of a Claudio. And the Blackpool Combat Club have that muscle and speed of Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli, and that's how they defeated Top Flight. They shut them down. We're going to move on to Will Ospreay. He defeated Lee Moriarty with Shane Taylor, because this is Shane Taylor Promotions. My problem with this is not the actual win, because Will Ospreay, that was not an easy match, but We knew Will was going to win that match. There was no doubt about that. What I have a problem with is what happened after the match, where Will Ospreay was beat down by Lee Moriarty, who kicked him in the face, and Shane Taylor, who knocked him out, and how Roderick Strong, who was out there with his crew, and they beat him down, and there was not a member of the Don Callis family in sight. What's going on? If he's a part of your family, let me just use me as an example. If something happened to me, my brothers are coming. All 9 of them are going to show up. Trust me. Where was any representative? Not even Don Callis himself came out to check on my man Will. Are you all right, bro? Nothing. I don't like how that's going, and I think, Will, you need to find a new family. Let's talk about some other things outside of the wrestling ring. Mercedes Moné throws out the first pitch in Boston for the Boston Red Sox. I don't like the Boston Red Sox. I'm sorry. But that's what happened outside there. We'll move on from there. Brian Cage in the Gates of Agony defeated Evan Rivers and the Voros twins. Now, here's my thing. I don't care about the match. Those dudes were jobbers to me. I don't care. What happened after the match is what I like. Karma. That's the key word. Karma. Karma. You thought that when you turned on Swerve on Dynamite, that he wasn't coming back. He came back. And he beat the hell out of Gates of Agony. But he didn't get to the one he wanted to get to, which is Brian Cage. Brian Cage escaped that. But don't worry, because he's going to get you on next week's Dynamite. You're not going to escape. Swerve is diabolical. He got some issues up here. And you just tapped into those issues. Trust me when I say it. He got a crew too. Oh, you think that y'all was the only ones on his payroll. And then, like I said, and I say it again, I didn't see no Prince Nana. Where's he at? He may be assembling an army. We don't know. But EVP'S, y'all and Christian, y'all about to have a problem y'all ain't going to be able to control. And I can't wait. That's what I got for that. Let's move on. So, we're going to go on until we get to Daniel Garcia defeating Kevin Matthews via submission. Now, the match of the night for me. There's a new kid. Dynamite Kid Tommy Billington. This kid right here, this kid is the future. This kid is the future. He took it to Dax Harwood. But here's the thing. If you don't know who this kid is, okay. He is the nephew of the original Dynamite Kid of the British Bulldogs. In fact, he took his name. And guess what? He earned it in my book. After seeing his match, yeah, he earned that. Not only that, he took me back to my childhood, man. The British Bulldogs. He had the theme song. He took me way back to when wrestling was really wrestling for me. He used moves from Owen Hart, the Dynamite Kid himself. Not only that, he looks like the Dynamite Kid. He used the Hart family dungeon moves. This kid is skilled. And the more he wrestles, the better he'll become. That means he's going to be dominant. And he has that real stone face. You know what type of stone face he has? He has that Chris Benoit stone face. that scariness. This kid is ready. He gonna move. He gonna move fast, and he's ready. I like that, and he was the highlight of the night because I loved the match. It was a back and forth, and it was great. That was an awesome match, and he debuted. Even though he lost, he was supposed to. He's a rookie, but he lost with pride, and people cheered and stood for him as they should have because he gave it his all. And if that's his all, I hate to see what happens when he gets more arsenal in his tank. He gonna be a beast. All right, enough of that. Let's move on. There was a bit of a issue backstage with the staff. One being the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. And this is where the EVPs cross the line and start messing with people, and they don't know what the consequences of that is going to be. Christopher Daniels is not one that you mess with. He was a part of the Attitude Era over in WWE, and he's over there trying to help you out, and you're going to mess with him. Well, he challenged the EVPs to a match next week. He's bringing along his buddy, Matt Sydal, and I've seen them two in action. The EVPs, however, we know will pull out all the stops. We know pretty much what the outcome is going to be, but they're going to know they've been in a fight because these two dudes ain't no problem. They're a big problem. They're a big problem. All right, moving on. Also, next week, Dax Harwood will face Okada. Yeah, I know this is an EVP thing. They keep throwing things at them to weaken them up before they get to the Anarchy in Arena. They're weakening them up. They're trying to weaken them up. Anyway, Thunder Rosa defeated Robin Renegade. We already talked about the women's division. I do have a soft spot for Thunder Rosa because I think she is a premier female athlete, but she needs to be pushed in a whole nother direction. Now we see Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie back there hugging and kissing it out and challenging Pac. And I'm gonna get to that match because that was crazy. That was a match that's set for Rampage. We get to hear from Hook. Hook had some words for Jericho, and you know Hook. Hook don't speak much. So when he speak, you listen. And he got something for Jericho coming when he returns on Dynamite. He's gonna show him who he really is. And I believe it. Real talk. All right, let's get to the main event. Adam Copeland versus Kyle O'Reilly. It was a hell of a match, back and forth. But to no avail, Adam Copeland defeated Kyle O'Reilly and kept his title. But there was a weird handshake after the match. Now, I don't know what is going on in Adam Copeland's head. I really don't know what's going on with him. But we started off when we talked about him and Dynamite, where he said he wasn't right in the head. So I don't know. But it was a weird after effect. So we're going to watch Adam and see what's going on with him. But that's all I got for Dynamite. Next up is Rampage after these short commercial break. And I'll see you in a minute. Later. Hey there, wrestling fans. This is your boy Teo, the host of Brawl Till We Fall. And I want you to check out my show every Sunday. We have 2 shows. That's right, we have 2 shows on Sunday night. The 2 shows we have is the Highlight Show, which is at 6:30 p.m. on Sundays. And then we have our premiere show at 8:30 p.m. on Sundays. So check us out. We also have our Thursday night Let's Talk About It show featuring my brothers, and hopefully sometime in the future we can have some wrestling stars or somebody to come out and talk about the pay-per-views that's coming up on that weekend. So every Thursday, right before the pay-per-views, we have our Let's Talk About It show. So check us out. Right there's the info. You can go to YouTube to check us out on YouTube, and soon we'll have other platforms. But until then, right now, Check us out every Sunday. We have our show. Peace out. All right, we're back. Let's get into Rampage. We're going to start off with the interview that Lexi Nair had with Claudio Castagnoli, asking why he left Bryan Danielson in the ring after their last match. And he basically is upset because he doesn't want Bryan Danielson in the Anarchy in Arena match. He doesn't want him to get hurt because the last time he did have a career-ending injury. So he doesn't want him to get hurt. He wants him to retire on his own recognizance, and he doesn't want him to go out like that. You know, wrestlers do get hurt seriously, especially in matches like Anarchy in Arena. That's anything can go, anything can happen. You do anything to win. So I feel for him on that one. Trent Beretta versus Dalton Castle. Honestly, Trent is just taking any match. He's just beating the hell out of everybody, and to no avail. He got the win, and made him tap out. So that was, Trent is just going off the muscle. He doesn't have no control. Nobody's controlling Trent right now. At least with Best Friends, there was some type of friendship, and they would talk him out of stuff. But now he's a wildcat, and I thought Don Callis would have took him under his wing, and maybe he would have had somebody there to control him. But now you're gonna see a whole nother type of Trent. The Bounty Hunter, who I love, man. I love this dude. Brian Keith versus J.D. Drake. Now, Brian Keith, he's the exact resemblance of my brother-in-law, Cowboy. And they wear hats the same and a whole nine. But this dude is rough. And my brother, Cowboy, he was a martial artist. He's trained and he fought with some of the best martial artists in the world. And so I say that this dude right now, the Bounty Hunter Brian Keith, is almost like his twin. But to be honest with you, against J.D. Drake, it was an easy match for him. They need to get this boy some more competition. Moving on, TNT champion Adam Copeland was backstage behind a barbed wire fence. This is why I said he done lost his mind, because he's back there, and I know how that is because I've been in that situation. But he's out there talking about Malachi Black. You want to bring out the dark side. And we've seen the dark side. We've seen it over in other promotions. He faced the darkest of the dark in The Undertaker. Malachi Black, you are great in the dark side, but you're no Undertaker. And he came up out of it. He did some things to the Undertaker that the Undertaker didn't see coming. So you're about to bring out the real dark man. You remember, he came in there, oh my goodness, when he first appeared in the other promotion, he came out in a dark side that we've never seen before during that Attitude Era. So be careful what you wish for, Malachi. But I will tell you this, if he beats you, and he done beat all of your other members of your House of Black, you better grab him. You better make him a member, because he'll be your mortal enemy. And if he could beat all of y'all, then guess what? Your stocks go down. You're not as bad as you used to be. And like I said, you can't beat him, join him. That's just my opinion. Moving on. The Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo versus Lady Frost. Good match. And it went on, it was okay. I mean, she's preparing for her Thunder Rosa match. So Deonna Purrazzo, she won. But to no avail. It's one of those things, like I said, they need to work on their women's division. A new music video hyping up the Acclaim. Max Caster threw out a new rap song. Sounded okay. I get that boy, he got a lot of skills. Scorpio Sky is coming back. And then Johnny TV. Johnny TV was backstage with Tiger Valkyrie, locking lips and all of these different things, claiming that he is going to take out the bastard Pac and he's going to do it in this time frame and all this, only to lose. Pac made you tap out. What happened? Too much attention going on to the lady and not enough to the ring. If you ask me, you are a superstar that should be on the main roster, I should say, building. You was the biggest thing at one time. I was a fan. What's going on with you, Johnny TV? Anyway, moving on. That's really all I got, except Pac, after this match, was taunted again by none other than the Bang Bang Gang. I'll say it again. You guys really underestimate Pac, and you keep pushing. You're going to get exactly what you're asking for. And it ain't going to be pretty for you. That's all I got for Rampage. That's all I got for AEW this week. We're getting closer and closer to the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And we'll continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on with Tony Khan, the EVP'S, myself, the EVP. And every week, we keep bringing it to you. So, thank you for watching. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in AEW, as well as in the world, and all those that are listening and watching my show. Don't forget to subscribe and put your comments in. If you think I'm doing a good show, or if you see some things that I'm missing, add it in the comments and I'll be sure to talk about it. All right, I'm out. Peace.